हाय फ्रेंड, नमस्कार। मैं विपुल कंपनी लॉ अपडेट में आपका स्वागत करता हूं। गुजरात आरओसी ने अपने एक पेनल्टी ऑर्डर में इन द मैटर ऑफ द तत्वा चिंतन फार्मा केम लिमिटेड फॉर द वायलेशन ऑफ सेक्शन 42 ऑफ द कंपनीज एक्ट, जिसमें अगर ऑफर इन्विटेशन देते हैं फॉर द अलॉटमेंट ऑफ द सिक्योरिटी विद इन 60 डेज फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ द रिसिप्ट ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन मनी। और ये एप्लीकेशन मनी है जिसको एक सेपरेट बैंक अकाउंट में शेड्यूल बैंक में ओपन करके उसमें डिपॉजिट करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे इस सेक्शन का वायलेशन हुआ था। हालांकि ये जो ऑर्डर का ऊपर जो ऑर्डर लिखा गया है उसमें लगता है टाइपो मिस्टेक है, जिसमें उन्होंने वायलेशन ऑफ सेक्शन 203 और रूल 8A लिखा है, तो यहाँ टाइपो मिस्टेक है। एक्चुअल में ऑर्डर जो है इसका सेक्शन 42 के वायलेशन का है। इसमें कंपनी जो है, कंपनी गुजरात में रजिस्टर ऑफिस है उसका, और यहाँ पर कंपनी ने सो मोटो एजुडिकेट के लिए अप्रोच किया था फॉर द डिफॉल्ट कमिटेड बाय द कंपनी एज इट रिसीव्ड शेयर एप्लीकेशन मनी इन जनरल बैंक अकाउंट ऑफ द कंपनी इंस्टीड ऑफ द सेपरेट बैंक अकाउंट इन ए शेड्यूल बैंक। आइए देखते हैं लॉ क्या कहता है। सेक्शन 42 सबसेक्शन 6 के अकॉर्डिंगली ए कंपनी मेकिंग एन ऑफर और इन्विटेशन अंडर दिस सेक्शन शैल अलॉट इस सिक्योरिटी विद इन 60 डेज फ्रॉम द date of receipt of application money for such security, and if the company is not able to allot securities within that period, it shall repay the application money to the subscriber within 15 days from the expiry of the 60 days, and if the company fails to repay the application money within the aforesaid period, it shall be liable to repay that money with interest at the rate of the 12% per annum from expiry of the 60th day, provided that money received on an application under this section shall be kept in a separate bank account in a scheduled bank and shall not be utilized for any purpose other than for adjustment against allotment of securities or for repayment of the monies where the company is unable to allot securities. Whereas, as per the application filed by the company has stated that the company is in compliance with section 62 and section 42 of the Companies Act, and he has complied all the requirement except opening of separate bank account with schedule bank. Whereas the undersigned has reasonable cause to believe that the provision of section 42 subsection 6 of the Companies Act has not been complied with, the company and its officer in default have violated the provision of section 42 subsection 6 of the Companies Act. During hearing, the consultant CS has argued that there may not be any violation of section 42 subsection 6 of the Companies Act, and adjudication application should be revised accordingly. In this connection, this office has verified the DRHP of Mr. Tatwa Chintan Pharma Chem Limited, filed by the GNRL 1. At page number 37 of the signatory to the prospectus has submitted that the company has filed adjudication application for violation of section 42 of the Companies Act, and as committed by them to SEBI at the time of approval of the DRHP. Such application is required to be processed by this office to its logical conclusion. The AO has further observed that since the root document pertaining to the matter are already available in the public domain of the MCA system as well as with SEBI, no revision of any pleading or argument can be considered by the adjudicating authority, and the same attract further complication before the visual eye of the public and law. It is also observed that the company has given various other commitment, however the same are not part of the proceeding, hence no cognizance of the same being taken unless a specific reporting requirement of the same in the matter. In view of the above facts, the undersigned has reasonable cause to believe that the provision of section 42 subsection 6 of the Companies Act has not been complied with by the company and its officer in default. Thus, company and its officer in default have rendered themselves liable to penal action as mentioned in section 42 subsection 10 of the Companies Act, as per the provision of section 42 subsection 10, there is a provision for penalty for which the ROC is empowered to adjudicate the penalty under section 454 subsection 3 of the Companies Act, whereas as per the section 42 subsection 6 of the Companies Act, such company, its promoters and directors shall be liable for a penalty which may extend to amount raised through the private placement or 2 crore rupees, whichever is lower. Under order adjudicating a quantum of penalty under section 203 subsection 1 subsection 2 of the Companies Act, the adjudication officer shall have due regard to the following factors: the amount of disproportionate gain or unfair advantage, wherever quantifiable, amount of the loss caused to an investor or group of investors as a result of default, and repetitive nature of default. With regard to above factor to be considered while determining the quantum of penalty, it is noted that disproportionate gain or unfair advantage made by the notice or loss caused to the investor as a result of delay on the part of the noticee to redress the investor grievances are not available on record. Further, it may be also added to difficult to quantify the unfair advantage by the notice or loss caused by the investor in default of this nature. Having considered the facts and circumstances of the case, and after taking into account the factors above, undersigned has reasonable cause to believe that the company and its officer have failed to open a separate bank account with the scheduled bank and accepted share application money in general bank account of the company as stated in suo motu application of the company. I hereby impose a penalty on company and its director as per table given below. Company, its promoter and director 2 crore rupees, सबको मिलाकर 2 crore रुपये का पेनल्टी लगाया. For the sake of the clarification and interest of the justice, the following suggestive table is enumerated. कंपनी पर 1 crore का, और जो जितने डायरेक्टर हैं बाकी रिमेनिंग 5 डायरेक्टर हैं उस पर 20 लाख का, तो टोटल 2 crore की पेनल्टी यहाँ पर इम्पोज की. और अप्लीकेंट कंपनी शैल पे द अमाउंट ऑफ पेनल्टी, उन्होंने कहा गया कि वो कंपनी एंड इंडिविजुअली फॉर द कंपनी एंड इट्स डायरेक्टर, तो इसको MCA में पेमेंट करके फॉर्म INC 28 में उसको इंटीमेट करें विद इन द 90 डेज. अगर इन केस ऑफ द अपील इफ एनी अगेंस्ट दिस ऑर्डर में भी फाइल, तो अगर अपील इसके अगेंस्ट फाइल करना तो RD को फाइल करना विद इन 60 डेज फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ रिसीप्ट ऑफ द ऑर्डर. Further, in case of the violation and fail to pay the penalty imposed by the adjudicating officer or regional imposed by the adjudicating officer or the regional director within a period of 90 days from the date of receipt of the copy of the order, the company shall punishable with fine which shall not be less than 25,000 rupees but may extend to 5 lakh rupees. Further, for the director, in case of the failure not pay within 90 days, then from the date of receipt of copy, such officer shall also be punishable with the imprisonment which may extend to 6 months or fine with not less than 25,000 rupees which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or both. Your attention is also invited to section 454 subsection 8 of the Companies Act. In the event of non-compliance of this order, this provide that in case of default of the payment of penalty, prosecution will be filed under section 454 subsection 8 of the Companies Act. Thank you so much for watching this update.